Hi, I am Dr. Kailash Chavan. I would like to introduce about a research paper Aruni Dhamya Waterman as like Abhijit Motilal river flowing and water harvesting in Shahada block. Prithivyaam Triratnani Jalam Annam Subhashitam. Subhashit, it is got in our literature, Sanskrit literature in India. Today we are going to take information from Shahada College, Shahada Taluka Educational Society and Cooperative Educational Society Limited Senior Arts Mahila Mahavidyalaya. Here some experiments are done by our chairman, President Shri Vanashri M. F. Patel sorry, Motilal Patel. He says that Prithivyaam Trinratnani Jalamannam Subhashitam. Water is a precious jewel stored in a rock. In Hindi we can say Ratan and needs to be stored, preserved. Story of Aruni, a disciple Dhaumya Rishi, as a mentor, creates moral in India. Groundwater can be conserved through river flowing. The present president of Shahada Taluka Education Society and Cooperative Education Society Limited, Mr. Tatya Sahib, says he proposed idea of novel experiment called river plowing Nadi Nangati in 2002. This successful experiment was done in Gomai riverbed and gradually it was followed in the surrounding area, that is, in the adjacent areas of Shahada Taluka. The experiment was successfully implemented as the water level is increasing. The experiment was successfully implemented as the water level is getting deeper day by day. Farmers are implementing new experiments to increase it. Mr. Tatyaso Motilal Patil and his colleagues successfully conducted the experiment of river flowing in a river adjacent to 4-5 villages on the banks of Gomai River. Due to this, the tributaries adjacent to the Tapi River have also dried up, and due to this, many tube wells, bore wells, near the river banks were closed due to the lack of river water. Since there was a hard layer like stone in the drain, water did not seep through. So the tube levels, bore wells dried up. They did not live long. After thinking about this issue for a long time, our Honorable President Shri Motilal Tatya Patil had realized that if the river is flowed before the rains, it will rain and water will seep into the river. According to his plan, he invited the people living on the banks of the Gomai River near Dambarkeda for this public welfare experiment. First, this experiment, river flowing, that is river Nangati, was done in the Gomai River near Dambarkeda village in Shahada Taluka, and hence this experiment is called as a Dambarkeda pattern. Villagers from 25 to 30 villages on the bank of river took advantage of this experiment, that is river flowing. The wells, bore wells and dry wells were revived, that is the wells got water, that is the groundwater level increased, which was dead for the last many years, 8 to 10 years, that is there was no water in the water reservoirs. There was a very dry void due to the increase in water storage in the ground. The wells got water, which ultimately resulted in increase in crop production. Sri Abhijit Patil, President APMC Shahada, has continued these experiments for farmers. In addition, he added the river flowing and making small check dams on small rivers. Abhijit Dada has done so many experiments for the farmers in this area, Shahada block. He was a well-educated personality from abroad, United States of America, Iowa University, and he was given so many contributions in this area. He has given inspiration to youths of Shahada block and give many experiments for the development of the farmers of Shahada block.
Hello, dear all. Namaste, Dr. Arjun Dev, Vedanta team, and the Viksit Bharat at 2047 conference. Thank you so much for having me as a session chair in this international online conference. So there were many presentations. The first paper presented by Dr. Kailas Ratilal Chauhan, Assistant Professor, Sahada Taluka Education Society and Cooperative Education Society Limited, Senior Art Mahila Mahavidyalaya Sahada. So the paper titled Aruni Dhaumya to Abhijit Motilal River Plowing and Water Harvesting Innovative Experiments. Dr. Chauhan presented a compelling and contextually rich study that bridges ancient Indian ecological philosophy with contemporary grassroots innovation in water conservation. Anchored in the broader theme Gurukul to Global, philosophical continuity and transformation, the study effectively demonstrates uh, how traditional wisdom can be reinterpreted to address modern environmental challenges. One of the major strengths of this paper lies in its philosophical grounding by drawing parallel between the Gurukul tradition, especially the Aruni Dhaumya narrative, and present day community led initiatives, especially the Aruni Dhaumya narratives. Right, the author successfully establishes continuity between ancient ethical values and modern sustainable development practices. This conceptual linkages adds originality and depth to the study, distinguishing it from purely technical analysis of water management. Empirically, the paper offers a detailed case study of the river flowing experimental implemented in Sahada Taluka. The descriptive methodology, supported by field observations, interviews, and comparative pre and post interventions data, convincingly illustrates the positive impact of river plowing on groundwater recharge, revival of dead wells, increase irrigating areas, and improve agricultural productivity. Inclusion of tables and graphical representation enhances clarity and strengthens the credibility of the findings. The socio-economic implications discussed, such as reduced farmers' distress and increasing cropping intensity and improved rural livelihoods, are particularly significant. Okay, and the paper highlights that affordability, ecological compatibility, and replicability of the Dambad Khera pattern, making it a valuable contribution to policy orientation discourses on sustainable water management. So overall, the paper is meaningful contribution to interdisciplinary research on water conservation, indigenous knowledge system, and rural development. It holds relevance for researchers, policymakers, and practitioners, and it is interested in sustainable community driven solution for groundwater depletion. Right. Thank you and have a nice day.
Good day to the respected